Thanks for joining my session, the Map Book, Visual Storytelling with Roadmaps. All right. And there's some phonetics to help you with my name there. Sometimes that comes up, Tadeh. All right. So what are we talking about today? Talk about creating an appealing roadmap, visual for your project, craft a narrative around it, and all the challenges you'll face in a succinct diagram. So, start off with communicating. This is the beginning scenario. New employee at a startup. New people are joining all the time. Our products are taking off. That's great news. And we need to talk and get things done as well. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Except if you work in a company like mine, Energy Vault, we have a headquarters in LA. We have the other headquarters in Switzerland. We have people all around the place, in between, hybrid, remote, global, traveling. So, creates a little bit of a challenge for communicating how to share ideas, how to coordinate plans, asynchronous kind of project teams. So how do you do that without getting on calls all day, every day? What's the solution? Well, I can suggest a visual solution, which is roadmaps. This is a great way to bridge the gap when it comes to communications. And what is a roadmap, you may ask? A high-level visual presentation to help get buy-in on your strategy. They've been proven to work for product strategies and product plans, but also they're great for bridging communication barriers across teams and getting buy-in and alignment with what you're doing on a project level and what other people are doing. So we're going to talk about how to make a roadmap for your project goals, not just a product, but your project, your workload, everything. So let's get started and summon us a roadmap. Okay. But first, we have to set some goals. Otherwise, the roadmap won't have any kind of format to it. So you might have a roadmap ready to go, but it won't necessarily just fall in your lap. You have to really think about all the goals and options you have and really strategize. So the challenge is you have to focus on the core elements of your work that will make your strategy and therefore a roadmap more effective. If you know your strategy, the roadmap's easy. So I'll give you some secret ingredients. Mission, vision, and OKRs. So let's talk about mission. We're talking about here is the mission statement. That is the goal of a group or organization. What are you guys doing? If you're working for a hamburger joint, your mission is to feed people, right? At my company, we create energy storage solutions, so we want to make a world a better place with the best renewable energy storage technology available. That's our mission, that's why we're all there. So you start with that to give alignment to what you're doing in the company as your baseline. Your vision. This is what you bring to the table as far as your work. It's a vision for the future. What do you want to provide everybody? What's a big idea that you're doing that you can show off to everybody? Not just your engineering team, not just your operations team, everybody, marketing, communications, everybody. For example, my scope of work, one of the things I'm trying to do, and make a central repository for information of our projects for users to share knowledge. That's a big idea. It's, that could be very abstract, but that's fine. It's a high-level vision statement. And from there, we do OKRs. OKRs, object key results. I could just say tasks, but OKR is more agile, so I'll just say OKRs. And what that is just breaking down your work to-do list. Your objective, for example, I want to create a platform for our project collaboration with 100 people. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Key result, in a week, I want to work with IT to get this thing running, get the license and everything. And key result 2 is to train the team to use the platform in the next week after that and get going. I could track that. This is all trackable. So this is the kind of things you want to break down. And then you make a plan. You connect the dots. You match your plans to your company goals. You take actionable steps. And you ask for where you need help. And you work backwards. You talk about the long-term strategy, your long-term plans for the next 4 or 5 years. This is where your vision comes to play. This is the big idea you want to achieve over time. And then you think about a shorter timeline, like a 1 year, which is where you can get some reasonable work done in quarters. So you're narrowing it down. And you talk about what you could do in the next 3 months or so, in weeks and months. This is where your OKRs can come into play. It's what people are going to start asking you about, so what you're trying to achieve, right? Great. So mission, vision, OKRs, and make a plan out of it. That's it. Get it? Got it? Good. So that's all the key ingredients you need for a roadmap. So let's make the roadmap. You did all the hard work. You put all the effort into getting the OKRs, the timeline, everything. So now you're just going to lay it down. This is the part where you actually tell a story. And the key thing is KISS. Just keep it simple, stupid. Don't think too hard about this as far as how much detail you get into. You don't want to go into every little pitfall, every little challenge along the way that's going to be very knee-deep involved. You want to keep this as a high-level conversation. So you smooth out everything, make a kind of a general appeal to everybody as to what they're getting into. Again, this could be for your engineering team, could be executives who are working in some other capacity, people you may need to work with. And you want to talk about the end in mind first. So I want to get to my lovely castle at the right there. That's my goal. And that's your starting point at the left here. So this is everything you have to clear. And you just guide people through the talk. What are your challenges along the way? What's your first project you have to complete? What's the next task after that? What are your critical paths? What are your challenges to face? Your blocks? Where do you need help? And everything you need to do to get to your finish line and get to where you're going, achieve the results you want to achieve. Very general overview as to what you're trying to do on your roadmap. Next, you want to talk about a little quick is what kind of roadmap you want to pick. Anything works, really, as long as you like it graphically, it makes sense to you, it's easy to digest, you like working with it, there is no wrong answer, as long as you feel comfortable sharing the roadmap in a graphic format. So you have all that, we can finally get on the road, talk about the roadmap and share the concepts. So for now, I will tell a story of my own roadmap. Some key pointers for walking through the roadmap and talking about it. Guide your audience, you're in a driver's seat, make sure you can lead them through the whole thing. Talk about big ideas, big vision, key events, key turning points, and illustrate where necessary. A picture's worth 1,000 words. It's easier to summarize things in the image. And here's my roadmap. It's a humble Gantt charts. Gantt charts are great. Very easy to make, very easy to follow. And in this case, the goal here, the vision is I need to make a digital twin project, and the end result is the BMS, the building management system. This is one of the projects I'm working on. And you start from the task from top to bottom as to the urgencies, what tasks are coming first, and then left to right is a timeline. I can hand this off to anybody, my company, anywhere around the world, and give them a sense of what I'm working on and where our alignments are. But I could break it down a little bit for you first, so I can really guide you through the story. First, I got my platform sorted out. I have nothing. I just started, so I tell people I got nothing. And then I can spin up some OKRs, try to get the training education going and the platform going. At which point, the next step is getting a pilot project, which I can do some standard operating procedures with as well. This is where I ask for people, hey, who's available for help? For my operations team, engineering, development, whatever. This is where I ask, raise my hand and say, hey, who's willing to work with me on this? After that, next critical step, we have everything ready to go on that stage. Execution plan. This is where my project managers come in handy. Because before, they may not be working with me on anything. This is where I can say, I can use a little bit of help here. At which point, we can talk about the analytical model that can describe the project we're working on, and probably easier for me to show an example. I pulled this off online, an example of looking at a floor plan that shows you temperature, energy, humidity, part of the building management system. Great example when I want to show people if they're not familiar with the concept. Easy. And then we get to the BMS, the building management system, which can be down the road. And I just showed a year's worth of work planned out. That's it. That's the entirety of a year's worth of work in that digital twins. We made it through. We got there. We showed my whole company what I'm working on, how I'm going to work on it, where I can get help, who can help me with it. And it's as simple as that. And what you want to do is get some feedback, address the gaps in your development, and take it in stride. It might be critical, but that's what you need to hear. Who can work with you where they think they're lacking. And have fun with it. It's not supposed to be a huge assignment. It's not supposed to be something that's really hard to do. It's supposed to be kind of fun, so enjoy it. Key takeaways. Communicate often and early. Know your mission, vision, OKR plans. Keep your roadmap easy to follow at a glance, so you can just send an email. Tell a story with it, so that you can guide people through it, get feedback, and share. Then you guys can start it. Simple as that. I want to see everybody make some roadmaps for tomorrow. And I'll skip a few of these. There's references for the software. I made everything in PowerPoint. And get to me, Tadeh Hakopian. I'm not hard to find on social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all that. And in case you guys missed anything, I got the QR code for this whole talk. If you want to see any of the diagrams, charts, if you want to go report to Nintendo, I've been using their IP without permission. It's all there for evidence. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to talk to you all.